So in this generation, technology has been a vital or significant to each one of us, especially in academics. So this technology helps the educators to have more engagement to the students, and also the learners to be more dynamic and collaborative with each other. So we all know that technology has a benefits in terms of education. So what do you think, or what do you know about the benefits of the technology?
Through collaboration, it helps them to interact with each other while gaining some knowledge. Well, digital tools make the learning interactive, helps make the complex subject or the lesson easier to understand for the students. Adapting to the technological era, students feels more confident and feels more greater sense of accomplishment. So that's in my own perspective. How about the others?
And another benefit is personalized learning experiences. So, technology allows the students to choose the subject matter that they want to learn. And it also acknowledges the possibility of learners to learn on their own way while ensuring their own pace. On the part of the teacher, they can create personalized concept that suits their students' needs. Technology also provides customized feedback that could help the learners to improve their work. With its assistance, the students can determine their error and enhance their work.
So to enhance the collaboration and communication, there's a digital tools to help the students. So digital tools allow students to communicate and collaborate with other students, not just in a classroom but also outside the classroom. So also digital tools enable students work on their task and share their ideas. With the use of digital tools, everyone can access the information, join the discussions, forum, video conferencing, and providing interactive activities such as games and simulations. It also allows the students to communicate with others and participate in the activity through online.
Definitely. Yeah, that's actually so true, especially in today's era. What can you say?
Yes, that's true.
Of course, in today's era, students do not only need the academic knowledge, right? But digital literacy is also needed. As the world changes, as we all know, the technology gradually improves. As a learner, we must acquire the digital literacy to prepare ourselves for our future endeavor. Technology enhances the skills of the learners, am I right?
Yes,
Yeah, and it helps the learner to build their critical thinking. Collaboration, yes, exactly.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Problem solving, as what you have said, and flexibility.
Yes.
It also provides knowledge of internship opportunities that grant access to real-world workplaces. What can you say?
Also the critical thinking.
Yeah, I've mentioned it a while.
To conclude what you have said, since we are now in new era, which is the 21st century, the digital era, technologies become a needs to students, to the students. Since we are using technologies, the first thing we have to do is to learn how to use those technologies. And also, as a future educators, we have to learn, we have to have a training how to use
Adapt.
Yes, to adapt those technologies, because we are teachers. We need to be knowledgeable enough to cater the learnings of our students using those technologies. Yes, that's right, no? In other words, there's so many benefits like what you have said, like
Improve engagement and motivation.
yes,
And personalized learning experiences.
And of course, it prepares the learners for their future workplace.
yes, that's why it's really necessary to integrate those technologies in the classroom and also in our students.
However, we cannot deny that integrating technology in education, there are several inevitable challenges and limitations. First is the accessibility. Not all students have equal opportunities to use the technology. Am I right? There are several studies that supported this claim. According to the study of Celeste and Usias 2024, while there are learners who can access to stable internet, personal devices such as the gadgets, there are still others who struggle with only limited resources or no access at all to technology.
Especially in the rural
Yes,
Area,
the rural
yes.
area.
Yes, I agree with you. Similarly, Educately 2024 pointed out that technology can create an equal opportunity between the students from different economic backgrounds. Those who can afford better devices and gadgets or etc. and also internet can gain more advantages while others fall behind and hard for them to catch up with the rapid change of the world.
Moreover, without proper facilities like computers, projectors, or reliable internet, teachers cannot fully maximize technology in lessons. Schools with weak infrastructure often face more difficulties than benefits.
Another challenge is that the over-reliance or depending too much on gadgets can weaken students' ability to think critically and to solve problems independently. Students who overly rely on using technologies without using their own way to solve that problems are more likely to have a low critical thinking analysis skills.
Yes, like solving their assignment, they rely on technology or so-called AI or artificial intelligence.
Okay, another example is when the instructor or a teacher instructs the learners to write an essay, but some of the learners chose to use AI and just craft a prompt there to write the essay that solely for them. But because they are so dependent on using AI, they resort in depending too much without doing it on their own.
So another is the challenges in teachers. The teachers haven't prepared or they have a lack of training or workshop. There are still numbers of teachers up to this technology in education, especially in teaching. Teachers need continuous professional development to keep up with rapidly changing digital tools, especially in today's world or in today's digital era. Educators feel unprepared to integrate technology effectively.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And lastly, distraction and decreased outcomes. Of course, technology may act as a good tool to gain benefits, but it's also a source of distraction. So many students nowadays become too exposed to social media, games, and those notifications often compete with students' attention during periods.
To support that claim, Educately 2024 again emphasized that technology has a great potential in education. However, while technology provides opportunity for innovation, specifically in education, it also brings challenges and limitations such as inequality, over-dependence on technology or AI, and reduced focus of the learners. School must ensure that fair access, provide reliable infrastructure, train teachers of course, and guide learners in responsible use of digital tools, which is very needed.
There are also strategies in integrating technology into the curriculum. Challenges that can be faced in integrating technology is the lacking skills of the teacher. That's why we're going to focus on the 6 steps in integrating technology on the part of teacher. Can you tell us the first step?
Of course, the first step is assessing our current technological skills. I believe before the use of technology in our class, we must know if we are skilled enough in using it. You agree with me?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, setting goals is important. We must set clear goals so that technology become a support rather than a distraction. Technology should be matched to our lesson objectives.
That's very good. While the third step is choosing the right tool that can be challenging because there are also many tools to choose from. For us to know which tool is best to use, we can ask our students for feedback so that we can know if the tool we have used is engaging, confusing, or boring to them. So we need clarification from our students.
True.
So next we have the step 4. It's all about balancing the modern technological method of teaching with traditional one. We can just combine the two instead of discarding the other one. Showing a video while using the board is the best example of this.
So the 5th step is to planning and organizing happens. We need to plan carefully on how to use technology. We need to ensure that our students responsibly so that technology can help students learn instead of becoming hindrance.
Yes, that's right. We must educate the students on how to protect their personal information. And finally, the last step, which is the 6th step, is evaluating and adapting this someone. Can you share?
Yes, I think the step might be the most important step because through this step we can monitor the effectiveness of that technology tools that we have used by regularly checking it.
Exactly. We need to reflect if the tool we used helped achieve the lesson goals for improvement.
So now let's proceed to the examples of innovative technology-based teaching method or resource. So there are 7 innovative education technologies example according by Spear in 2025. So let's discuss it.
I think online learning platforms such as Khan Academy and Coursera are revolutionizing education. They offer flexible and individual learning.
That is true. I have observed excellent outcomes with virtual reality or VR and augmented reality or AR. Yes. They provide difficult concept, interactive and interesting.
Yes, that's good.
I agree. Gamification is also a good approach. Employing games to educate skills and knowledge enhances learner motivation and engagement.
So next we have the artificial intelligence. So it is a tool used by people, adaptive learning systems that use AI, adapt individual students' needs, providing real-time feedback to growth and development.
Video content is also a good example or good resources because learning videos and tutorials can complement based on teaching and enhance learning.
So I believe the integrating technology should be for the purpose of enhancing learning. Am I right?
Yes.
We must ensure that technology enhances educations rather than use of it
in our own sake.
Yes, definitely. Technology should serve to support learning objectives, not drive them.
Accessibility? We must ensure that technology-based learning resources are accessible to all students. We need to emphasize inclusive design and offer choices for students with varying requirements.
Online collaboration tools such as forum discussion and group workplaces also enhances students' engagement and collaboration. But there is a potential in micro-learning sites with small, bite-sized learning units.
Also, don't forget teachers training because teachers also need assistance in implementing technologies successfully.
Great points. Technology influenced teaching practices can make education something.
Let us continue to innovate and exchange practices.
I'm also hoping we can discuss how we are all using those online resources and those educational apps in our classes. What's working and effective and efficient to use.
Yeah.
Well, I myself have been using Read Theory for reading comprehension, and I can see that the students seems to like it, and the feedback, well, it's instant. Had any one of you tried or heard about it or used something like it? I think it connects to the personalized learning.
I am also using the Read Theory sometimes for reading comprehension and activities. So, and I had some luck with Kill or for grammar. It is engaging, but the problem is that not all students have access to the internet. So it's a real problem. Like what the UNESCO said in 2024, that addressing the resources gap or digital divide is crucial. What do you guys do about that?
I truly agree with you that the digital divide is tough, and according to ABWA 2025, the government and schools should support the improvement of instructional tools by providing funds, especially to those high-need areas like rural schools, to support language learning. That's why we're trying to get the approval from our barangay to open a computer center for students. What about you? What can you say about this?
Well, I have been doing virtual ultra visited Cupid. Well, it's actually helpful because it exposes students to different voices. But the problem is not everyone is participating. And it is.
My own experience, I am using Grammarly and Google Docs for writing activities because they can improve our grammar and also our writing style. I also try to find localized ebooks to use in our class that my students will easily relate to the topic. If they relate, of course, they engage to the topic or to the classroom activities, then they can also participate. How about you? What kind of materials are you using? But according to Center of Media Literacy of 2025, just recently, it's important to evaluate our online resource before using them.
I agree. Finding effective, efficient, and relevant results is the key. But as the implementers of these, we are prepared to use these online resources and educational apps. Do we still need to be trained?
Yes, of course. I strongly agree. I do hope that there was more training available in this area or in any area.
Same here. Teachers or implementers really need to be knowledgeable enough about these resources and apps because we are also going to teach students how to use them properly and responsibly. AI is everywhere and plagiarism can happen everywhere and anytime.
Exactly. Additionally, the internet here in the Philippines is so turtle sometimes. That's
so
why
slow.
lessons relying on stable connections are difficult.
And also the data privacy. We need to teach our students how they can keep their information safe and protected.
Good point. First things we need to evaluate our online IMS or the instructional materials
Yes,
itself
correct.
before using them in class to ensure the safety of the
Students'
students.
identity.
Yes, and for the
information.
yes to acquire information and for our teacher to be effective.
True. I agree with you.
Apps could be effective and efficient.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned some issues like difficulty in accessing, training for teachers, digital literacy, and also the data privacy and localization, right?
Yeah. Even it is not good, still good to hear that we are all facing that similar problems, right?
Good to know I'm not alone.
Yeah, let's be fair.
Yes.
So in this digital era, we have also to consider the ethical considerations in technology integration. First, we have the data privacy and security. As we all know that educational platforms usually collect information about students, including personal details, academic performances, and even biometric data in some cases. So this kind of information should be confidential. The institution should guarantee the information is used only for education purposes and collected with the due consent of the student. A routine audit of data must also place regularly to improve safety against cybercrime.
There is inclusivity and accessibility. Educational technology should be accessible to the students, regardless of their abilities or backgrounds. They must be able to access the information they needed, right? As the teaching and learning evolve, the reliance in technology increases, and having access to this information helps the students to enhance their learning. Digital equity is fair and inclusive access to technology, internet connectivity, and digital literacy so that all students, regardless of their socio-economic status, location, or disability, may gain from digital learning.
Okay, bias and fairness. These biases can lead to unfair treatment and missed opportunities for students, leading them to have poor performance in the activity. By essentially evaluate and address potential biases when using educational technology, we can promote fairness and more inclusive environment for learning, helping them to be more productive.
That's true. Well, the other thing is the transparency and accountability. Well, lack of transparency and accountability makes it difficult to address issues, potentially alarming harmful practices in technology. Helps prevent errors, reinforce fairness, and fosters confidence among teachers as well as the learners. Can we now proceed to future trends and implication of technology in secondary education?
Yes.
Okay. So, EdTech, or also known as the educational technology, is reshaping and adjusting secondary education by introducing new innovative tools and systems that make it all the learning experiences more interactive, inclusive, and effective. With a quick advancement, EdTech promises personalized, flexible, and skill-oriented education, with also presenting challenges that school must address. Can you give any EdTech trends in 2025?
AI-driven personalized learning systems. Any adaptive platforms help with the lessons to know students' strengths, weaknesses, and learning pace. With its implication, it helps with diverse learners to succeed, but it requires strong data privacy measurement.
So the second one is gamification and immersive learning with VR or AR. Gamified or game-like tasks, simulations, and virtual labs can help the participant engagement and critical thinking of any students include. Its implication is to enhance motivation, but it demands a huge amount of money and integration in schools.
Okay, the third one is the expansion of micro-credential and digital badges. Students will be able to earn the certificate for specific skills, and it promotes lifelong learning. Its implication is to encourage career readiness, but it needs recognition from employers and also in institutions.
The fourth one is hybrid and flexible learning models. Blended systems, as we all know, helps to combine face-to-face teaching with the help of online platforms such as Kahoot, Gmeet, and other platforms. Its implications is to provide flexibility, but it risks widening inequalities due to internet access gaps.
Next, we have the learning analytics for adaptive teaching. So the data-driven insights help the teachers to track performance and adjust the strategies according to what they track. Its implication is to support evidence-based teaching, but it raises concerns on students' data security.
The last one is AI-assisted content creation and curation. With the help of tools, it helps the teacher to design customized lessons and learning materials more efficiently. Its implication is to save time, but it may reduce originality if over-reliant on the AI tools. So aside from that, there's also challenges and opportunities. One of it is the digital divide. Students have unequal access to device and internet limits, as we discussed earlier.
Yes.
Also, training and adaptability of educators. Teachers must be trained and equipped to maximize the usage of EdTech, which requires more time for preparations.
So, without any knowledge of responsibility in using AI is crucial, since it may lead to bias, misuse, or overdependence in AI. And lastly, being a lazy teacher.
So allow me to conclude. The future of secondary education lies in balancing innovation with responsibility. While it that promises personalization, flexibility, and skill-driven learning, school must address challenges like access, teacher training, and ethical use of the AI to ensure that technology truly benefits all the learners.
Yes.
I think that would be all. Thank you. Thank you for sitting here and sharing your knowledge and make this conversation fruitful. Until then, see you. Until next time, see you.